Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spiegel Mom Scraps channel. It's Caitlin here with another process video. Today I'm working on a bright and fun layout thinking of spring and using some beautiful sequins to make a shaker frame for this layout. So that's using a pre-existing frame to create a shaker for your project. I have this Coordinations polka dot paper that I picked up at Joann's recently. It's a thicker paper since it's by Coordinations, and I'll also be using some of these Dear Lizzy thickers, which are actually from a birthday themed set, but I like the word yummy a lot and I like the colors from it, so that kind of dictated my color scheme for this project. And I also have two papers pulled out from that paper pad I showed you earlier from DCWV, and those are a black and white set here, a little striped pattern, and then a white with gold polka dots. So some really simple patterns, but they really help make an impactful layout. So I'm going to be using those in partnership with this blue paper to get some more contrast onto this layout. So I trim 1 inch off of the 12 by 12 I want to use on top of the horizontal stripe. It could be a vertical stripe depending on which way you put it, but I'm going to use it as a horizontal stripe today. And I even thought about using some of my newer supplies, so I had these die cuts from Jelly Bean Soup, but I actually find a lot of die cuts in my older sections to use for this layout, so you guys will see those come together. I'm sort of gathering some stuff there at the top as I go along. After I sort through some of the embellishments and stickers I have in my stash and pull out some ones that I like, I end up cutting down this polka dot paper so that I can make a giant mat underneath my beautiful cat photos. Now in these photos she is eating catnip off of her scratcher, so I originally wanted to call this Catnip Fever, but I end up going with the Yummy instead, so I go with Yummy Catnip instead. If you guys scrapbook your pets, you'll know that sometimes it's hard to come up with titles that aren't like so cute, so adorable, because they are so cute and so adorable. So this one I wanted to switch it up. I used my Fiskars border punch there at the bottom just to give a scalloped edge. I always think that border punches are neglected, but they add so much to a page when you add just a little bit of a bordered edge on anything. I'm back with this Pattern Happy 6x6 paper pad. I've used this a couple times recently and I really enjoy it. I'm going to end up putting these on this swirly black and white pattern. And I really like the way this turned out. There was enough swirls on each side of the photo where it does add a lot to the contrast, but there weren't too many where it takes away from the photo itself. So I end up going with that, and I do bring in some more colored pattern papers later to this project, so don't worry, this does get colorful. I know right now it doesn't look like it, but it does build up over some time. So that way there's a little mat on each of the photos, even though I use the exact same pattern paper. What's nice about the Pattern Happy papers is there's not just 2 of each design, so you guys get a little bit more to work with for theirs. Now here's the frame that I end up picking out to use. It says LOL, which I don't like, so I'll be covering that up with these chipboard pieces that say Be Happy, and those are from a Simple Stories Bloom, I think it's called In Bloom, chipboard set, and I end up using these Fancy Pants Studio Joyful, I think it's Joy Parade, or Joyful Parade, something like that, as the other pieces to sort of, you know, decorate the layout with some pizzazz and some color, because it's a very color heavy die cut set. So I take some leftover plastic packaging from a set that I had and trim that down so I can use that for part of my shaker frame. You can buy acetate as well. I just think it's much nicer for the environment to use these plastics. Even though they can get creases and stuff on them and get a little bit dirty, I just find the cleanest part of it and use it. I don't ever think that it's a major problem where someone might stare at it for too long because it looks dirty, but I think it does the job and it helps the environment by using up some leftover packaging. So if you guys haven't tried that out yet, I highly recommend it. And I'm just glued that down with some ATG tape, and then I'm trimming it with my scissors off camera. Once I had trimmed the plastic, I ended up putting the foam adhesive all over the back side of the frame, and then I set that aside for later. Now I'm going to start assembling the page. So I put the polka dot on top of the stripe here, and I do need to trim the edges, but then I start gluing down some of the other pieces here. So I have a flower and a little cat sticker at the top left, so that's going to be a cluster. And then I'm creating a cluster with my shaker frame on the bottom right. I wanted to add a little bit more gold since I have the gold polka dot paper, so I pull out my gold thin washi tape and put that down the edges. Again, just a really simple way to use your washi tape and a simple way to add more of that metallic color to your layout. I definitely love thin washi tapes. If you guys don't have thin metallic washi tapes, don't buy them because they're addicting, but they're some of my most used ones for sure. And here I used the cat stickers that I have. Now I bought these at Michael's a while back. I'm not sure they still have them, but they are adorable if you have a cat. I love using them. And then the yummy's going to go down here, so that's where my title is going to be. My shaker pocket off to the right. And here's where I start realizing I don't have enough color in my mind, at least for this layout. I think it needs some more. It needs to pull together all these colors somewhere else. So while I'm looking through some other embellishments to sort of see if I have something that could pull together all those colors, whether it be a tag or a die cut, I ended up stumbling across this Summer Fun paper pad by Echo Park. And I was originally going to put new layers on my cat photos, but what I ended up doing instead was pulling out these pieces, the scrap pieces, and just layering them underneath the main strip there, so that main polka dot paper. I have the one that has the painter stripes, a bright pink, and then I also pull out a yellow polka dot and then another painter stripe, so to kind of give that, you know, similarity, contrast, continuity, all in one. So those are going to go like that, and I'm going to glue all that down off camera so you guys don't have to watch me just glue for 20 minutes because this does take a little bit of time for me to glue down with all these pieces. So once they're all glued down, I did do some different angles for the photos there. I just wanted something a little bit different, not straight on. I start building out my clusters. So we glued on the title because that's its cluster within itself. We have the cluster at the top left with the flower and the cat sticker, and those cat stickers are from like an AliExpress website. So those are really cute. And then my title, and then the shaker pocket needs to be completed. So you guys saw me pull out some sequin mixes earlier that I wanted to use. And what I end up using is Summer Playground, Hexaglam, and then Blue Bonkers. There are tons of sequins I could have included in here, but I wanted to keep it kind of simple. And I wanted to finish off Summer Playground because I've had that sequin mix forever and it's so close to being done, and I finally finished it. So if you guys have ever finished a sequin pack, leave a comment down below because you're a special kind of person to be able to finish a sequin pack. It takes so long because you don't want to use all the sequins on one project because they're so pretty, but you want to use all the sequins on everything, so you keep buying more. It's a bad habit, but it's a good habit. And don't forget, you guys can use my code Caitlin15 for 15% off your next sequin order. And if you're not a sequin addict yet, you will be, don't worry. Just subscribe to this channel and then you'll find out why you need sequins in your stash. So I had those three in there. I did also pull out Pastel Pastures, but I thought the green in there was just a little something that I didn't need, so I ended up not using it. And now here's where the dilemma ensued. I originally wanted the blue polka dot to be the background. And as you guys can tell, the blue polka dot paper is attached to my layout. There's no way I can flip my frame over and glue it all down. So what I ended up doing instead is pulling out another one of the scrap papers from this Echo Park paper pad, Summer Dreams, and just, you know, using it. It's a bright pink color, and there is a hole in it because it's a 6x6 paper pad, and I kept the one section. So I ended up just trimming down a little section that I didn't need anymore and gluing it over the hole. It looks a little funky, but it works. So I don't really care too much that it looks a little janky at first. So, but the sequins end up covering it up anyway, so does it matter? No, not really, because the sequins prevail, as always. And now I can build out that cluster on top of the shaker frame. So I pull in that pink banner from the Fancy Pants die cut collection, and then I use this chipboard from the Simple Stories Bloom collection, and then that goes together with a little cat at the end. There's no calico cats in that picture, or in those sticker packs, so I just end up going with a little orange cat with a white tummy because that's similar to what Poppy looks like. And then I used that one yellow chipboard heart I'd originally pulled out and put that in the bottom right as well to bring in more of that yellow color. These are some random Hobby Lobby stickers I have. I pull out a check mark because it's the right bright pink color, and I know that, you know, those little things are hard to think about using sometimes, so when I saw them, realized I had the right color, I jumped on the idea of using them. I also used this little Fancy Pants die cut from the same set to make sure I had a journaling spot, because sometimes if I don't have a journaling spot, it's hard for me to even think about journaling. So this is a little one because it's a smaller story about her and her love for Catnip, but I definitely wanted to include that. I finished my title with these black alphabet stickers. Now these were in last month's How to Kill or Kit with Style kit, and they stayed on my desk for a while and I ended up using them again. So I ended up putting her name at the top, which is Poppy, and then the word catnip underneath the word yummy, so that worked out nice. To finish off this layout, I'm going to add a couple more of these Blue Bonkers sequins across the layout just to give it a little bit more pizzazz and, you know, carry those colors throughout the layout. But I hope you guys enjoyed this layout. It's the first layout I've created in 2 weeks. Yes, 2 weeks. If you guys would like to know why I was away from my craft desk for 2 weeks, I'm going to have a video up on my personal channel all about that. But be sure to check out the Spiegel Mom Scraps store for the new sequins coming up. April's right around the corner, so be sure to stay tuned for sneak peeks on our social media. And don't forget, you can use my code Caitlin15 for 15% off your next order. And be sure to subscribe to the Spiegel Mom Scraps channel so you guys can see more content from me and the other sparklers, because we have lots in store. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy these close-ups, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!